Hello friends, this video on Morphology of Flowering Plants Part 18 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now let us look at, now that we have covered almost everything about the structure of a leaf, parts of a leaf, types of leaves, phyllotaxy, venation. So now it is time to look at the leaf modifications for special functions. The way we saw that roots and stems, they modify themselves in numerous number of ways to perform functions besides their primary functions. Similarly, leaves also modify themselves to perform a set of special functions. So let us look at the various modifications of leaves. Leaf spines, leaf tendrils, fleshy leaves, leaf scale, insectivorous leaves are some of the modifications of leaf to perform special functions. So let us discuss about each of these leaf modification in detail one by one. So let us start with the leaf spine. You remember I already discussed about cactus in one of our previous slides while I was talking about stem modifications. I told you that in cactus we have spines, but these spines are modifications of leaves, and the stem in a cactus is fleshy and cylindrical. So here the leaves are modified into hard and pointed structures called spines, and these spines act as organs of defense. It protects the plant from animals. So these are defense organs. Example, cactus. So protection is again one function which is a special function performed by a leaf. The next one are the leaf tendrils. Tendril come from the word tender, which means soft, something soft and flexible. Now the way we have talked about stem tendrils, when we saw that the stem gets modified into tendrils which act as climbing structures. Similarly, in some plants the leaves get modified into coiled structures called tendrils, which actually attach the plant for support. So leaf tendrils and stem tendrils both perform the same function. It is just that in some plants stem tendrils are present, whereas in other plants leaf tendrils are present. Like stem tendrils were present in the climbers like the grapevine, whereas leaf tendrils are present in plants like pea plant. So here these are thread-like structures which are flexible coiled structures, and they can attach themselves to any object, and thus helps the plant to climb. Provides support to weak stems. Now since it will get coiled over some leveling object, so it will provide some mechanical support to the plant. So even if the stems are weak, some additional support will be provided with the help of the leaf tendrils. They act as climbing organs. Examples would be pea plant. Now generally these leaf tendrils has a bud in its axil, or we can say that it will be a modified leaflet of a compound leaf. Now if I look at this picture here of the pea leaf tendril, you actually see that these are all compound leaves. These are the leaflets of a compound leaf. Now one of those leaflets only got modified into a leaf tendril. So we can say that leaf tendril is nothing but a modified leaflet of a compound leaf. The next one is the fleshy leaves. So in some plants the leaves are extremely fleshy, and they are so fleshy that they act as storage organs. So they help in food storage. Example would be onion and garlic. So you would have seen that in onion you actually have concentric layers of leaves one after another. So so much of leaves are present because they are the organs of food storage. So similarly in case of garlic as well. So if you look at the structure of an onion, or if you look at the bulb of an onion, the outermost leaves of bulb are the scale leaves. The outermost layer of leaves which are present are called scale leaves, and the inner layers of leaves are the fleshy leaves. So outer leaves are the scale leaves and inner leaves are the fleshy leaves. So the similar kind of structure is present in case of garlic as well. It is just that in onion we have a single bulb, whereas in garlic we have several bulblets. The next one is leaf scale. Leaves are also modified to very thin scale-like structures. A very good example would be potato. So it is generally seen in underground stems like rhizomes and tubers. We have discussed about underground stems, right? Tubers of potato, rhizomes of ginger. So if you look at a ginger or a potato, you can actually see that there are some leaf-like, very thin paper-like structure present over the eye of the potato. If this is the eye of the potato, you actually have these kind of scale leaves present. So these are also modifications or modified structure of leaves. So these scales, in case of potato, this scale leaf actually provides protection to the bud or the eye of the potato, because from there the new tubers are formed. Similarly, in case of onion also, we have scale leaves. As I discussed just now, the outermost layers of bulb are the scale leaves, whereas the innermost layers are the fleshy leaves. So the scale leaves here also ensures protection because they are the outermost layer, so they need to protect things which are there inside. So purpose of leaf scale is protection. Then the next one, that is insectivorous leaves. Now, there are plants where the leaves are modified into special structures that help to trap insects. Now, why do the plants want to trap insects? Because there are plants which feed on insects. Now, in order to feed on insects, plants cannot move. They do not have hands, right, that they can catch insects. So, they need to have some special structures which will help them to catch insects. So, there are many insectivorous plants where the leaves are modified into special structures. A very good example is a pitcher pea plant. So in a pitcher pea plant, the leaf is modified into the shape of a pitcher. So if you see, this is the shape of a pitcher with a lead. So this is the lead of the pitcher and this is the pitcher. So this entire structure of the pitcher is nothing but the modification of a leaf. Now as soon as an insect comes near this pitcher, it will take the insect or trap the insect inside the pitcher and the lid will get closed, and then the insect will be eaten, digested and absorbed within the pitcher. So that is how leaves get this sounds very interesting, right? That leaves can get modified into so many variety of structures. Leaves can be modified to spines, leaves can be modified to scale leaves, they can be modified to even pitchers. So pitcher plant is just an example. There are many other insectivorous plants where there are many different types of modifications. Right? So with this, we reached towards the end of our discussion on leaf. So what are the things that we discussed in leaf? We talked about what is leaf, what are the different parts of a leaf, like lamina, petioles, stipules. What are the different types of leaves, like simple leaves, compound leaves. How are leaves arranged in a plant? That is phyllotaxy. How are the veins arranged on the lamina of a leaf? That is venation. And then finally we ended our discussion with the modifications of leaves to perform a variety of functions. So let us quickly see what are the overall functions that a leaf performs, because of which the leaf is so very significant or important. Helps in photosynthesis, the primary function of a leaf. Food storage, as we saw in case of fleshy leaves of onion. Mechanical support to plant, like the leaf tendrils in case of pea plant. Defense organs, the spines in cactus. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.